How's it going, everybody? Gotta wait for some people to show up here. So, tonight should be an interesting evening. Having a little bit of an event to talk to our friends about the spiritual issues of what we see before us today. Guys, I mean, at this point, I, for one, don't really understand how anyone who, how should I put this? There are people out there who happily have taken the you-know-what, but have somehow been able to decouple the product from those administering, or the behavior of those administering the product. I don't know how they've been able to do this. They will tell you that it requires nuance. I would say that that is absolute hogwash, that these people are lying to themselves. And now, at this point, guys, I don't really understand how anybody can keep on doing that in that respect. Because, you know, if you look over at Israel, for example, now we know that the fourth, you know what, they're on the fourth one, which they say is on a trial, so to speak, level. That the fourth one doesn't really do much of anything for the newest, you know what, the Shmomiron, or whatever they call it. And we understand, guys, that this is basically a Ponzi scheme. And again, guys, I'm going to repeat this again. If you remember what happened in the last great Ponzi scheme, the way that it went down to Chinatown, the person that called it out, his name is Marco Poulos, and he alerted the SEC in the year 2000, and 2001, and 2002, and 2005. And finally, my friends, the thing that got the chickens to come home to roost was the fact that the entire broader market collapsed, and therefore people who were invested with this particular person said, hey, I want to pull my finances out. You know, I'm pulling all my finances out. I want to be on the safe side. And then when they came for their finances, the person said, whoops, sorry guys, I ain't got it. And they were like, well, what about the reports that you created? Those were fake. So, my friends, today we're involved in something where we're taking it and taking it and taking it. And we're kind of being fed, I don't want to say fake, but incomplete information. Any information that other people come with that actually attempts to give the full picture is labeled as, you know, shmish information. There's no discussion to be had, right, guys? Meanwhile, the people that either are pulling their investments out, or the people that even refuse to invest altogether, my friends, you know, at least in the Ponzi scheme, the people who are, you know, pull their stuff out are never blamed for, you know, the investment collapsing. The person running the scheme is always trying to get, you know, always has some sort of moving of the goalpost kind of scenario, or moving of the goalpost explanation as to why they need to keep their investment in, or as to why, you know, when they point out something fishy, he says, oh, that's just da 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 da, or that's just this and that and the other. You know, oh, don't worry about that. That's just, you know, there's no way that that's that. You know, when you point out that, like, I don't know, the guys who play that game with the ball over in Europe are plotting 300 of them over and over and over again. Oh, it can't be because of that. You know, this happens all the time. Especially 300 in a span of 4 months. All the time. Or ball boys at a tennis tournament. Much less players. Ball boys. These guys are standing there. They're standing. Guys, you can say, oh, the Heat. Guys, the Heat's been in the summer of Australia for years on end. They've been playing in the Heat for years. Ain't no ball boys passing out. Ain't no players having, you know, smart issues with their chest. My friends, I've been watching these sports since I'm a kid. Every year, all year, every year I watch them. I'm a sports obsessed person. Tennis, soccer, hockey. Used to be basketball, not so much anymore. Used to be football, not so much anymore. Tennis, soccer, and hockey. That's my stuff. Guys, you can't get anything by me. I have never. So now the question is, why aren't the hockey guys having the same issue? Well, guys, I mean, with hockey, you got like, it would have been a little bit more noticeable, I think. It's one thing if you have like a giant field and one guy out of the 22 guys on the field plotzes every once in a while. It's okay. Hockey is a little bit tougher to get away with, guys. You have a guy plotzing. It's enough when a guy gets hit in the, hit in the head or body checked, and next thing you know, kind of all hell breaks loose. A guy just skating in the rink and all of a sudden just plotzes, or a couple of these guys, that would be very, very noticeable, and people will start to ask questions. Okay? So, you could say maybe there's different potencies, so to speak, in different, different, let's say, what do they call them? The schmatches or the schmott numbers. Okay? Different potencies. Guys, this is a Schmidt experiment, right? In a Schmidt experiment, you have potencies, you have schmasibo, you have these people get this amount, these people get that amount, these people don't get anything, these people get maybe half, schmasibo in one and the real in the other, and then they also have to account for people who just, whatever it is, guys. I mean, like, yeah, they're running a forced experiment on people, guys, and this is basically, guys, a straight up violation of the Schmurrenberg Code. Is it true that Jews are turning to Schmeiss, recognizing him as a no, not true. Sorry to tell you, Alexander Martin Silva, not true. Please don't bring that stuff in here. I'm very sorry. But anyway, yeah, guys. So if I had any inkling of doubt before, or any inkling of like any little what I call a Moloch worm crawling in my head, I don't have any worms anymore, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't have any. I mean, it's just too obvious now, guys, with all this goalpost moving and just obfuscation and gaslighting and they're just trying and they're still trying and they're still trying. Guys, at this point, Mr. Shmulek came out and said, okay, so we're at the point where we don't need, the stuff is, the schmoosters are going to be necessary, but we don't need to conduct governmental. It's interesting, guys, Lex Friedman asked Shmurla about that, and Shmurla, when he was on his show, said, oh, listen, I'm not a government person, I'm just a guy, I'm the head of a pharmaceutical company, so it's not my place to make governmental policy on schmockdowns and on any of these things, right? It's not my place, on schmandates, on schmockdowns. I just make the medicine, right? But now this guy comes out and says, it's not his place, remember, guys, it's not his place. But he comes out and says, we're not going to need these schmandates now. He didn't say, I'm just paraphrasing him, All of a sudden now it's his place. It wasn't his place, but it is his place. Guys, I'm telling you, it's just the amount of double speak, and you could say, well, it's bad policy. Guys, this isn't bad policy. Guys, this is what narcissists do. They move the goalposts. They say one thing, and then they say the opposite 2 seconds later. Guys, come on. My friend is saying, yeah, it's called Sia mode now. Yeah. They're in Sia mode. Peace, see ya. Guys, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. My friends, this is going to go down. This is, what this is going to go down as, guys? This whole fiasco, guys, is going to make the Bernie Madoff scandal look like one of those high school stock trading simulation competitions. Guys, you ever have that in high school? I don't know if you're maybe too old, like, if you're young enough, their senior year, junior year, they usually have like economics class or whatever. stock trading competitions, guys. You know, like fake trading. You buy stock, whatever it is. You know, who can pick the best stocks, guys? This is going to make the Bernie Madoff scandal like a high school stock trading competition. Yeah. My friend Alex is saying, cover your tuchas. Yes, sir. That's what they're doing right now. And they're all going to get thrown under the proverbial autobus. Eged. Yeah, guys. And we have this guy, Schmenet, who's just doubling down and tripling down. You know, guys, again, as I said before in many other videos, this all begins with Israel. And this looks to me like the Egel Hazachav, or something more recent, let's say, Guys, this is going to go down as something that's going to be more tragic and even bigger, even more widespread than the fallout from the Shabtai Tzvi, you know, false messianism fiasco, guys. At least, you know, guys, with Shabtai Tzvi, after Shabtai Tzvi, people stayed away from you know, learning, what's it called? Learning Kabbalah, learning the deeper mystical sources, right? Because they were afraid. But my friends, this particular fiasco will go down as a global fiasco, to the point where, in this case, guys, people will be afraid to deal with schmospitals, with the classical schmedical system ever again. You guys are going to see, if there isn't already, there's going to be a boom in alternative medicine. You can say everything you want, and you can say mumbo jumbo and heebie-jeebie and whatever it is, guys. I'm telling you right now, either it's going to be both alternative medicine, and also there's going to be a boom in you know, like house calls, private practices. People are going to have, you know, medicine is going to come back. It's going to be what I call decorporatized, deprotocolized. Guys, I'm telling you, hospitals are going to have to change their tunes, lest they be completely shut down or sued to high heaven. Guys, you're going to see lawsuits. You're going to see a lot of schmawsuits after this. Okay, I don't know who's going to get sued, because the schmarma companies are absolved. They have a complete absolution, right? Legal absolution, even though they're not absolved morally, right? And technically. But guys, this is going to be something monumental. It's going to be something so big people can't even fathom it, you know? Just in the same way people can't fathom in their minds that there's someone out there that doesn't want them around, right, guys? If you're a person who believes in Hashem, you know, my friend Ephraim said this to me yesterday. If you're a person who believes in Hashem, you understand that Hashem wants you here for a reason, that there's a purpose to you, that you're not just some random statistic and random number, and you know, that stuff you do is insignificant. It is significant. It's very significant, right? And so, if you understand that, you understand that someone may think the opposite. Someone who doesn't have a God in their life, really doesn't have a God. You could say, well, what about all these frum people who bought in? Yeah, guys, there's a big problem in the Orthodox community, in the Jewish community, where people, you know, have bought into what's called the religion of scientism, Shmayantism. They really think that Hashem gave us this stuff. They really think that Hashem gave us this stuff, despite the fact that the people that are giving us this stuff physically have nothing to do with Hashem. They've been able to somehow decouple the administrators of this stuff with the stuff itself. I don't know how they've done it, my friends, but it's modern day Avodah Zarah. It's modern day Egel Zahav. It's incredible, guys. It's incredible. My friends are saying, yeah, insurance companies, yeah, sure. Listen, it's going to be a giant. Guys, I will just say this. The only thing I'm hoping for at this point, is that, you know, it's kind of like a breakup where Hashem lets us down easily, to where the people who are, so to speak, suffering from this are not going to suffer too badly, and that we are not going to just have too much of like a downfall, because a lot of people are just going to be stunned and shocked. You know, right now they're just kind of compartmentalizing things in their mind. You know, they're waking up slowly. The people that haven't woken up, they're compartmentalizing, they're rationalizing, they're avoiding, they're ignoring, they're denying. Cognitive dissonance, my friends. There's only so long. The longer you do this, the longer you engage in this charade on yourself, on your own mind, the worse it's going to be when the whole thing comes crashing to a in a heap. You know, completely collapsed, guys. Completely collapsed. But guys, I hope Hashem, with all that said, I hope Hashem has rachamim on us, on the world. I really do. My friend's saying, guess what, in San Diego, they were put on the news that there's a new one, which did not work and is lethal. Matter of fact, happened in Chula Vista, California. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm going to have to look that up. But yeah, guys, I mean, nobody wants to believe it. Nobody wants to perceive it. But yeah, guys, I mean, what was it? Somebody mentioned the Prime Minister, I think, of Australia said that anybody who doesn't take the thing, he calls them non-believers. Guys, I mean, this is already... What does that sound like to you guys? It's like infidels. He's calling us infidels. Guys, it really much sounds like something out of like Al-Qaeda, like a cult. Mamash, a cult. Like, I don't even know... I don't even know how else to categorize it, guys. I mean, it's really, wow. It's really wow. And it all began, guys, with Israel. Because as I told you guys many times, as goes Israel, so goes the world. When all of this stops in Israel, guys, and I think it's about to stop, I suspect, it will stop around the world. And, let's be prepared for the next thing they're going to hurl at us, whether it's going to be another... whatever, health thing, or maybe something financial, or maybe something, supply related. We'll see, guys, but we have to be prepared. But anyway, guys, all right, it's been real, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.